What it do, guys? It is your boy, Leo Mookie here, and I need to talk about something that's been on my mind for at least a good while now. And if you've seen on that of the thumbnail, then you know what this is about. It's about how RWBY went from a juggernaut of a web series that basically took the world by storm to literally a shell of its former self. And I mean, come the hell on. This was a series that everybody was talking about. A series that everybody loved. And a series that inspired a lot of other people to make their very own OC teams and even inspired other people to make their own original content on YouTube as well. How can a series that has had so much of an impact on the internet basically become, well, this shit now? And now I need to get this off my chest. I'm letting you guys know this now. This entire video will basically be unscripted. It's mainly coming from that of my own point of view and things that are just coming straight off the top of my head that I can remember. So yeah, any rate, let's get into this. Starting off with how I got into that of RWBY. Originally, I didn't even know shit about RWBY back in the day. I remember seeing a lot of, people advertising for the series, especially on YouTube back in the day, especially Crunchyroll, when I still had a subscription with them all the way back in high school, that they were advertising the hell out of RWBY. Then all that changed when I got into that of the death battle between Yang versus Tifa, which I still call bullshit on this day about that death battle, but hey, what's done is done. After that, I finally took a look into that of RWBY, and I would have to say, still to this day, one of the best series I got into during my late years in high school after all. I saw that of the RWBY trailers for that of RWBY's, Weiss's, Blake's, and Yang's, and each one of those trailers were amazing. Then I saw volume 1 through 3, even 4, with the 4th volume during my first year in college. And since then, I still don't regret it. However, as time went on, RWBY began to feel like it's starting to shift and change. And not in that of a good way. The writing went from that of each character feeling unique and diverse in their own way into that of, nothing but shallow fragments of themselves. The fight choreography that the series was known for and everybody truly loved was half-assed and not even took a lot of care in unless select few fights. Not to mention the wasted potential of several characters that were beloved by fans, basically shafted, removed, and completely forgotten about as the series went on. Not to mention the lore of RWBY as well. Sure, when it came to that of RWBY, in the first few volumes, it was great. It didn't really feel like it had to be a forced or basically over-complex story or anything like that. However, that all changed with that of volume 4 all the way to volume 6. The lore was literally all over the place. Sure, there were some moments like that of the past of Ozpin and also that of Salem, which to me, I still think is one of the most interesting, even with that of the Brother Gods, who to me to this day, I still see as the true villains of that of RWBY outside of Salem, but hey, that's just me. But after that, everything just felt completely and utterly shafted, like it didn't even matter afterwards. It just gave that of Team RWBY a reason to basically distrust Ozpin. And honestly, that really pissed me off. Also, speaking of Team RWBY, how did these girls went from that of plucky, likable, and inspirational, and people who wanted to become heroes to literally fucking war criminals? It almost seems like no matter what has happened in that of RWBY, they always make it seem like Team RWBY is never in the fucking wrong. And it's all shown in that of volume 6. Right after finding out the truth about that of Ozpin and what he's been hiding. They literally steal from the Elysian military instead of basically letting Weiss basically go back to Atlas, giving information to Weiss and Ironwood and tell them to bring that of everybody else from that of Team RWBY and the remnants of Team Juniper over to that of Atlas. No, they basically decided to steal a fucking airship. Let's also bring in the fact that at the end of Volume 7 and throughout the entirety of Volume 7, they kept a secret and everything else about that of what Ozpin has been hiding from them secret from Ironwood. The same man who decided to put aside his control freak mentality and decided to trust others around him and wanting to unite humanity to tell the truth about that of Salem. Oh yeah, Team RWBY's on board on that, just not telling him the truth about that of Ozpin and Salem, and also about the truth about the lamp. Instead, they make it seem like he has to earn it, when he's literally done everything to help Team RWBY, trusting them, and even allowing them to become huntsmen and huntresses. Even after all of that, they still lie. And yet, when they finally tell him, they tell him in that of a moment where he feels like he's been betrayed, manipulated, and lied to, in which he has. And with all of that coming down with fucking Cinder, once again, he goes back to what he used to be. But then he doubles down on this shit, turning into literally a secondary antagonist in Volume 8 of all things. Can I also bring in the fact about the retardedness that is his semblance, metal? That has to be the dumbest thing ever. Oh yeah, Ironwood has a fucking semblance that allows him to hyperfixate on something, determined to basically push through any kind of pain, frustration, or mental fortitude to achieve what he wants to achieve. Basically making it a non-auraless semblance, which is so goddamn retarded. Look, we know that there are semblances that people can't turn on and turn off again, but they make it seem like this semblance is a mix of a semblance you can't turn on or turn off. How does that make any sense? Seriously, turning one of the only characters who would have been useful as a great leader into basically your secondary antagonist, all because he wants to make sure to save on the people he can save, being Atlas, and that's understandable. Sure, it's the mindset of saving the few, saving the many over that of the few, and those who can be saved. Yeah, I get that. But they make it out to seem like it's impossible. Not to mention the bullshit that he did with that of the SGC. When they found a way to get people out of Mantle, he decides to basically blow them up, getting rid of the problem that was causing the most frustration between him and Team RWBY, and double down on that, making him more evil? What the fuck, writers? How the fuck do you justify this shit? Oh no, it's because Team RWBY can't be in the wrong. They're always in the right. They always have to be the ones to be the best ones. Everybody else around them, or doesn't side with them, or literally doesn't pine for their feet, is literally the bad guys. They're always in the wrong. You can't make them seem like rational or normal people like how they used to be if they're against Team RWBY. I could even go into details about that of, well, how Volume 9 was. And trust me, a lot of RWBY content creators have basically talked about this shit to ends and grounds about how bad Volume 9 is. All I will say is this. Volume 9 is literally nothing but pointless filler. It's literally nothing but destroying character arcs and literally executing them poorly to the point that it makes it feel like these aren't even the characters like they used to be anymore. That they're literally other people. The best signs of this? Literally RWBY, Neon, and Weiss. They weren't even acting like the characters that they used to be. RWBY acting like a depressed, annoyed, and really pissed off person who's even scared to pick up her weapon or even use it because she's tired of being the leader, tired of being the one to put everybody together. And that's literally stupid as hell. Look, if you're going to make RWBY seem like she's tired, exhausted at being the leader of Team RWBY and also being the one that always stands her ground, cool, but do it in a way that makes fucking sense. Each time, it's so inconsistent as hell. Same thing goes with Weiss's character. Literally, she's always been the serious one with moments of being funny here and there. But throughout this entire arc, she's literally nothing but the comic relief. How do you turn the most serious and always responsible character into basically the comic relief? Then there's Neo of all people. Seriously, how the hell do you screw up Neo's character? It was bad enough that they basically made her an easily manipulative little bitch that can be manipulated by that of Cinder of all people into realizing Ruby's not the one who killed Roman, but Cinder basically allowing the Grimm to be taken over. And then when finding out that Cinder literally betrays Neon just like that, just with that of RWBY too, she still wants to fucking kill her. Let's also bring the fact that Neon's entire purpose is literally pointless as hell in that of Volume 9. It's literally meaningless at all. And I know some of you say, Bo, that's not true. She was basically supposed to be a foil for RWBY. Make her, basically get her to, well, R.I.P. herself. Or better yet, awaken herself. But that makes no fucking sense. She had no clue that would do it. It just basically make it seem like it. But no. She basically, and then when she finally comes to her senses and finally realizes that RWBY's not the fault for everything, instead of going back with them, she basically decides to stay down there forever and go through an awakening herself. How the hell does this work? Why the hell would you write her out of the story like that? Seriously, she's a muted character. She can't speak for shit. The entirety of Volume 9 felt like it was meant to be pointless and meaningless. Hell, the only thing of fucking relevance from the arc was literally to show that the brother gods were originally from there, and that's all that matters after all, which is really fucking annoying. And I know people are going to say, but what about Bumblebee? It's now officially canon. Yeah, I used to care about Bumblebee back then too, because I wasn't even a big shipper. I just basically did it because it was fun. But when they kept on basically baiting after baiting after baiting and finally do it, you know what's my attention saying? Whatever. Yeah, I didn't care. I didn't give a shit. It felt fucking meaningless that Yang and Blake became a couple. It felt pointless. Seriously, RWBY, how the fuck do you screw up not even knowing how to make a perfect relationship build up feel genuine and actually well-deserved? And plus, don't even get me started on the extra media when it comes to that of RWBY after all. Seriously, some of the games that they made for that of RWBY, which is supposed to be semi-canon, are completely and utterly pointless and meaningless. Especially given on how bad the advertisement was for some of those games. And then there's the other media, like that of the two sets of manga, like that of fucking Pokemon of all things. The freaking light novels, like one light novel, for example, that focuses on that of Teen Coffee. Oh, you know, one of the most fan favorite teams in RWBY that most people don't even fucking know about. And don't even get me started on the shit with that of with RWBY X Justice League, both the comics and the goddamn animated movies too, part 1 and 2, all of them felt completely and utterly meaningless and pointless. Worst part is, half of them are supposed to be semi-canon. Semi-canon? Semi-canon to fucking what? And then, let's bring up another series that I feel like a lot of people want to either forget or they have thankfully forgotten, because even my black ass hasn't even forgotten about this. And that was RWBY Ice Queendom. I only saw a few episodes of that. And the image, and when I haven't watched it, and thank God that I stopped, what clips I did see made no fucking sense. With mostly half of original episodes that were literally about goddamn Dream Grimm and all that other bullshit. Mainly around that of fucking John, Blake, and Weiss. It was supposed to be a fucking retelling of Volume 1 when that of an anime art style, since it was done by that of an actual Japanese animation studio. I mean, come the fuck on. How the hell do you screw that up? And again, the worst part is, it's still semi-canon to that of the main RWBY timeline. How? How the fuck does that work? How the fuck does any of that shit works? Seriously, are you idiots from RWBY really just taking any form of RWBY media and trying to force it down that of the main RWBY canon timeline just so it can make sense when it doesn't? And when you idiots literally forget about it afterwards? How are you literally allowing your fans to do more of the writing and world building than you idiots are? And the biggest nail in the coffin was Rooster Teeth being shut down, mainly because of Full Screen being shut down, and Full Screen being shut down by that of Warner Brother Entertainment, and was actually shut down by that of Warner Media because of fucking bankruptcy and laying off people. So yeah, RWBY was destroyed. Luckily, it was taken over by that of Viz Media, both a dubbing and also manga publishing company here in the States. Yeah, that company. Personally, if I'm going to be completely honest, just like a lot of other people say this, Viz Media, reboot RWBY. Like, just basically erase everything that RWBY did and tell the story in a different way. Make it completely a new timeline separate from the original one. Because honestly, the original RWBY timeline needs to be gone, erased, and redone, where it no longer feels like it's real anymore. Because that storyline has been beaten with that of a dead horse to the point that there's basically no skeleton remain. It's literally nothing but that of a white powder now. So yeah, but I want to say this completely outright. I don't hate RWBY. Even though I have criticized and hated every decision that they've done, I still like RWBY. I still like the world that Monty Ohm created. I still like some of the character designs too. But I just hate on how the story is and the characters act. That it makes it feel like these aren't even real characters, but basically nothing but a person's wet dream fan fiction. Hell, some RWBY fanfic writers are better than that of RWBY. And that's fucking saying something. And this is something that I basically came to realize, that Team RWBY and all the other RWBY characters are better off as side characters. Yeah, that's right, I said it. The main cast of the series are literally better off as side characters than main characters. Because honestly, as the series went on, they felt like nothing but side characters. They didn't feel like real or main characters status at all. None of them, not even RWBY herself. They all felt like characters in other people's stories and not even their own story. Hell, their own stories didn't even feel like their own. And that's really sad, of all things. It's really more sad that a few fanfic writers are better at making original characters that actually feel like they're the main character than that of the actual original characters of RWBY themselves. And that says a lot. So yeah, at any rate, I've said my piece and I finally got this out of my head now. So, if you guys like this and agree with me or disagree with me in your own way, please leave a comment below. I'm more open-minded to criticism than some people is, to be honest. So yeah, at any rate, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification, keep to date my videos upload the channel. Also, please check out my Discord, gaming channel, main channel, side channel, Patreon, and Cash App. All the description below. So, with all that said, this is Leon Moki, signing out. Later, guys. Hope you all take care. Take it away, Shiro.
Hi, everyone. This is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell. And check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!